a hard story of Ashkacha Pratis to match. This Dvar Torah that I'm going to share, I really only share once every 2 years. And I'm breaking my rule. And I say once every 2 years because every 2 years I go to Poland and I say this vort by the kever of the Chidushei Harim from the Sfas Emes. It's 3:30 in the morning. It's the last stop on a 7-day Poland trip. It's Motzei Shabbos. We've been traveling every night. We've been traveling the entire night to different kibbutz tzaddikim, and this is the Chidushei Harim is where we end. But it goes beautifully with Shavuos, and I don't think I'm going with anyone to Poland. Looking around. So we know in this week's in Parshas Bamidbar, it starts with the census, with the counting of Am Yisrael. I apologize for the hoarse throat. I'm still sore from the Shabbaton last week. It was color war. But and HaKadosh Baruch Hu continues to count Am Yisrael, and we know that the famous pshat that's given of why the Ribono Shel Olam counts Am Yisrael is because He loves us. When we have money, like we're compared to jewels, we're always counting our diamonds, something that's precious to us, something that's valuable to us. But the Chidushei Harim has an amazing report on this concept. We all know that there's a halacha that if you have a cholent, which we have, and if milk was to accidentally fall in the cholent, and there was a ratio of 60-1, and it happened by accident, not intentionally. So the halacha is, it's batal b'shishin. You can still have the cholent, even though it's a meat and dairy pot, and it's hot. It was by accident, it's batal b'shishin, and the milk is considered to not have any impact whatsoever on the dish. And the halacha is that it's kosher, you can eat the cholent. But there's another halacha. And the halacha is, if you have something that you can count, davar sheb'minyan, for example, eggs. You can count eggs by the dozen. Bagels, cookies, donuts, things that you can clearly count, right? A stew, you can't count like that. They're individuals in and of itself. And if something fell into it that was, a meat or milk or something that was treif, the halacha is, there is no batal b'shishin. You can count it, we know what it is. And the halacha is, davar sheb'minyan eino batal. Something which is counted can never be batal, can never be nullified. Says the Chidushei Harim. Why does the Ribono Shel Olam keep counting us? He keeps counting us, yes, because we're precious to Him, but to tell us another message. And the message is, davar sheb'minyan, Klal Yisrael, I'm going to count you because eino batal, because you will never be nullified. You could have the Inquisitions, you could have the Crusades, you could have the Holocaust, you could have Hamas, you could have Hezbollah, you could have Amalek, you could have anyone who's trying to destroy us and cause pain and try to eliminate Am Yisrael. But I counted you in the Torah. I counted you at Yetzias Mitzrayim. I counted you even when Am Yisrael went into Mitzrayim, there was a census. I counted you now at the beginning of Bamidbar because davar sheb'minyan, because I'm counting you. Eino batal. We can't be nullified. It is impossible. We can never go extinct. Says the Chidushei Harim, it's the greatest love. He's not counting us because we're money. He wants to show up. Look how much diamonds I have. Look how much money I have. He's counting us to tell us, Klal Yisrael, eino batal, no matter how much suffering, no how much pain, eino batal, you will never be nullified. It's an amazing word. We just went through Sfiras HaOmer. 24,000 Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva died because they couldn't get along with one another. The Gemara tells us that when Rabbi Akiva lost his students, what did he do? He went and he traveled to find 5 students so he can rebuild his yeshiva. 5 students. And the 5 students that he restarted. And the Gemara tells us, we all know Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was one of those students. Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. 5 of the greatest, Tanaim were his students that he started the school. I heard a vort last night that blew my mind. The Chachmas Manoach says, I don't understand. Why weren't these 5 students? Why wasn't Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the yeshiva with Rabbi Akiva? Why did he die with the 24,000? How was he able to find these 5,000 students? These 5 students. And the Chachmas Manoach says, it blew my mind. These 5 students, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, they didn't get into the yeshiva. The Chachmas Manoach, this is a big commentary on the Gemara. This is not like stam, like a sefer you find in a corner. Chachmas Manoach is a monster sefer. It's a monster sefer on Shas. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was waitlisted. He didn't get in. Yehuda Bar Ilai, he was rejected from the yeshiva. He didn't get in. He wasn't zoche to be one of the 24,000. Rejected from the yeshiva. And Rabbi Akiva goes and he finds the 5 kids that applied. They paid the application fee. They went for the interview. They sat for the faher. And they didn't get in. And he went and found them and he rebuilt the yeshiva. And you can't tell me that every yid doesn't count when the kid who doesn't get into the yeshiva is Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. You can't tell me that every yid doesn't have potential when the yid who doesn't get in the yeshiva is Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. After I heard that, you can't tell me. Now, yes, maybe yeshiva is not a specific institution, not for every specific kid, but there's definitely an institution out there for every kid, and we have to believe in every child, and we have to believe in every neshama, because just because you didn't get in the yeshiva doesn't mean you can't be Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. You don't have to be in the mirror to be Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. You don't have to be in Panovich, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. You can go to Eula and be Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. You can get there. You can get there. You can get there. So my bracha to all of us is to remember as we go into Matan Torah, Kadosh Baruch Hu gave every single one of us the Torah. Every single individual who got into Rabbi Akiva's yeshiva, every single individual who didn't get into the yeshiva, we all got that Sefer Torah. But always remember that when Kadosh Baruch Hu counts us, yes, we're precious to Him, but it's also the greatest message He could tell us. Davar shebeminyan eino batal. Klal Yisrael will never, ever be batal. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu guarantees that to us when He counts us over and over and over again.